Welcome, my friends, to Unity of Fort Myers online Sunday service. I'm Reverend Carla McClellan, and I'm delighted to be sharing this experience with you and with my platform assistant, Heather DeRocher, and our guest speaker for a series, Reverend Robert Brumet, the author of the book we're studying, Birthing a Greater Reality.
You're my life, you're my breath, you're a smile, you're my guest. You're the earth, you're the sun, you're the grass, you are love. You're my hands, you're a bug, you're my eyes, you're a hug. You're the light in the dark, you're the spark, you are fun. You're my mom, you are water, you're the stars, you're my daughter. You're my friend till the end, you're my dreams, you're my father. You're the ants on the ground, the miracles that surround. I'm feeling it all around, the hemisphere and the clouds. You're my pain, you're my sorrow, you're my hope for tomorrow. You're the strength when I'm hollow, you're the path that I follow. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss. The gift to realize that everything
all
is a
that
gift.
I am. All that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all. Grateful for it all.
You're the blessings every time I try to count. You're the lessons that I learned every time I turn around. You're the water when I'm burned every time I think I found everything I'm looking for. You're the sign saying stop to take a bow and keep moving forward and start looking towards your heart. It'll open all the doors and only then you'll start to hear the world singing chorus with your mind and heart. Aligned in purpose, everything
all
will feel
that
gorgeous.
I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all.
Every day I sit and pray cause what I have is more than I deserve or could ever imagine. How do I get back to all of this magic and spread the love so everybody can have it? Doesn't matter if I'm rich or poor, if I got a family or if I'm all alone. Bad things happen, I can just complain and moan, but there's a million things that I can be grateful for.
So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far. All that I am, all that I see,
everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I look deep down and feel all the blessings. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I'm grateful for it all. It's amazing. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I look deep down and feel all the blessings. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I'm grateful for it all. It's amazing. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift.
Wait, one more. This is for y'all.
All that I am,
All that I see,
all that I've been,
it's
is a blessing.
so amazing.
grateful for it all.
And now for our announcements, we just want to let you know that we have lots of classes and events and things that you can participate in online right now. And there's lots of ways you can find out about that. So we hope that you're receiving our weekly email, which has lots of information in it. Our Facebook page keeps things there for you to see as well, and so does our website. And as always, Reverend Carla is available on Thursdays and here in Florida with us, so that's super exciting. And we also hope that after this service today, you will join us for our virtual coffee hour where we can connect and talk and catch up and really see how everyone's doing. The other thing that we want to make sure you know about is the ways that you can pray. And at this time, a lot of us feel more need for that. Unity was founded on prayer, and our prayer chaplains are available to you. So please call the office at 239-278-1511 and let them know about your prayer requests. You can also put it in the chat here on Facebook. And Silent Unity is available almost 24 hours a day. Please call them too, because they're available for you and they'd love to pray with you.
So my friends, let's just imagine that we're all in a great big, beautiful room together, filled with light, and speaking words of love. May divine love guide each person this day and in the days to come. May divine wisdom guide our leaders and organizations and countries as we embrace the experience we are going through right now, knowing we're never alone, that we have the wisdom, the love, the possibilities of creating a greater reality, a greater experience, that we can birth this together, all of us joining together in the desire for something to become a better world. And in this becoming, we allow the wisdom from within each one of us to rise up in faith, knowing that God is here, present, right now, and expressing through each and every one of us. So we let it be. Amen.
This week, we'd like to share some words with you. Another part of Unity's statement of social action. These really touched my heart, and I'm excited to share them with you. Where there are divisions of opinion, beliefs, and perspectives, unity embraces curiosity, exploration, and expanded awareness of the gifts of diversity. Where there is fear of the other, unity stands for inclusivity and peaceful acceptance of another's right to create the life of his or her choosing. Where there is oppression and hatred, we stand for justice and understanding, and for extending compassion, kindness, and forgiveness to restore balance. Where there is discrimination, we stand for inclusivity and equality. We pledge to be an advocate for the well-being, respect, and civil freedom of every human being. And we hope those words uplift you today.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one. One time binds us that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one loving family, sharing one sun. I choose love. Peace for our planet is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one choice unites us. Let this be the one. I choose love. I choose love. I choose
Well, Robert, here we are, week 4 of Birthing a Greater Reality. It's been just so delightful having you with us, and the people that are watching it are really enjoying studying this book. So let's begin by a quick review of our last chapter, which was integrating the shadow and becoming whole. Now, are we done once we're whole?
Well, we're done at one level and ready for the next, so to speak. So when we integrate the shadow, what we're doing is we're no longer split. Our psyche, our soul, our personality is no longer split in half. We become integrated and fully functioning as human beings. However, as Unity teaches, and as you and I believe, humanity is not the end of our journey. That we are human beings, but also, more importantly, we are divine beings. So it's important to be a whole human being. And that's what we've been talking about so far, is looking at what it is that's keeping us from being a whole, fully functioning human being. Then the next step in our journey is to realize, ironically, that we are not a human being, that we are more than a human being. Okay? So that's the interesting part of it. There's a time to embrace our humanity, to recognize I am human, I have a body, I live in this relative world. And at the same time, that's relatively true, but there's a higher truth, that I am divine and not, quote, just human.
Yes, yes. So you write a lot in this chapter about desire. Say more about that.
Yeah, I write that because, as I see it, Carla, desire is essentially the core of who we are. I mean, it's like when you look at a newborn baby is pure need. right?
Right.
Meaning.
Right.
And then when we're old enough to speak, when we're 2 years old or whatever, two and a half, we're able to talk. And the first words that we come out of our mouths are usually, I want, I want, I want, I want, I want. You see. And so I and want are almost synonymous with human beings. And so we're looking for how we can get our wants met, our desires met. So this whole issue of desire is a fascinating one, because if we look at the unity teachings, the traditional unity teachings, particularly Emily Cady in Lessons in Truth, desire is God tapping at this is a quote, a desire is God tapping at the door of your consciousness.
Mm. Mm.
So desire is coming from the divine. Well, okay. And then if we study Buddhism, the Buddha says that desire is the cause of all suffering. So what's going on here?
Yes.
It sounds like they totally disagree with one another. And the truth is they do not. Emily Cady is talking about pure desire in and of itself. The Buddha, when he talks about desire, he's talking about craving or attachment. And this is the great paradox and a really important point. Desire is a good thing. But when we become attached to a particular outcome, then it becomes craving, and then suffering is the result. So that's the period, and it's difficult for us as humans to want something without getting it fulfilled. And the reason this is true, the reason why it's so important, is that what we want ultimately is God. What we want is what we are. It is. I think it was St. Augustine that said there's a God-shaped hole inside of each of us, and until we find God, there's this constant restlessness of the soul. So our deepest desire is to find God. The problem is we get sidetracked along the way. The mind sidetracks that desire for the desire for food or for sex or for pleasure or for reputation or for power or for wealth or for whatever, believing that something in the world is going to take the place of that desire for God. We think we want an object, but what we really want is what that object represents. And ultimately, everything is a representation of the divine.
Yeah. I love to have an experience of God, and that's what I get in relationships and connections, where I feel like we're guiding each other when the best of me comes forward and dances with the best of you.
Yeah. You and I can relate to each other in that common journey.
Yes, exactly. Beautiful. So let me ask you another question. You say that desire is enigmatic. What do you mean?
Well, enigmatic basically in the sense that it's a double-edged sword. If we can stay with desire without getting attached to the object of the desire, ultimately that desire will take us to the divine. In an exercise, it's a fascinating exercise that you can do with another person or even with yourself. It's, for example, I could say, Carla, tell me something you want, and you'd say a new car or more money or whatever the case might be. I'd say, okay, assume you got that. Then what would you want? Okay, then I want this. Okay, you got that. Now what? Then I want this. Then I want this. Ultimately, it's like, what do I really want? Well, ultimately, if we explore it, all we want is a deeper experience of life in each moment.
Yes.
We want to be fully alive, fully awake in each moment. That's what we really want. We think we want things, but as soon as we get one thing, we want something else, right?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
it's endless. It goes on and on and on. So we see this in children, but we don't see it in ourselves. The desire is endless. And so desire then sometimes among some people is seen as a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's endless and it diverts us from our quest for God. But it's really not a diversion. It's more like a camouflage. It's not like God is somewhere else. It's like God is within that. Almost like if I'm craving chocolate, then what I'm really craving is what that chocolate represents to me, how it makes me feel. I'm craving that.
Yes.
The love or the romance or the endorphins or whatever, the chemists tell us are in there that's making us feel so good when we eat chocolate. Or same way with alcohol. If I'm craving alcohol, what I'm really craving is that feeling I get when I drink alcohol, that little buzz, you say. That's just a tiny taste of what awareness of the divine is like. But we get the joy associated with the substance. And that's the problem. It's like,
Yes.
That's enough. I'm going to do it again. 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 Like a little kid getting attention. They're going to keep doing it over and over and over again. So that's how we get hooked on different things. So ironically, the path to the divine is basically letting go of our attachments and then staying with that question, what do I really want? What do I really want? What do I really want? And ultimately, all we want is to recognize that we are divine. And then we can live fully and creatively in each moment. And the desire then is not for a thing. The only desire is to express the divine in greater, bigger ways.
Oh, I love that, Robert. Oh, that's just beautiful. Isn't that at our core? That's what we want.
We all want, exactly. So it's not birthing a greater reality is the most natural thing in the world. We're always wanting a greater reality, but we get stuck along the way.
So something else is coming up for me, but I think it'll take us off track. So we'll talk about that later. So you talked about craving and aversion are the glue. You referred to craving and aversion just recently. Is there more that you can say about craving and aversion?
Yeah, craving and aversion is really attachment. Craving is attachment to what I want. Aversion is attachment to what I don't want.
What I don't want, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, in a way, these are the building blocks of the ego, the sense of self. Because the self is created from that 2-year-old that says, I want, that's in all of us. And that wanting then finds ways of getting those needs met, by being pretty, by being smart, by being tough, whatever it is, So we learn how to get the attention, the love, whatever it is, the safety that we want by a certain strategy. So that strategy then becomes part of our identity itself.
Yes.
Then I'm not somebody that has this quality. I am the quality itself.
I am the quality myself. Yeah.
And so to get it what we really want, sometimes the last thing we need to let go of, and the hardest thing to let go of, is our own identity.
Yes.
Letting go of that identity is difficult because we're so attached to it. The identity it's like, this is who I am, this is what I want, this is what I won't stand for, my values, et cetera, my goals and my history and all of that. And that's our deepest attachment, is to that sense of self.
Sense of self.
And so
Yeah.
to let go of that is very difficult, because it feels like, well, there's nothing. There's just totally, absolutely nothing. And the reality is just the opposite is true. When we let go of, as Jesus says, she who seeks his life will lose it, and she who loses his life for my sake, for the sake of the Christ consciousness, will find it. So
yeah. It's hard to articulate that, but I had a taste of that. My biggest fear was losing a child. So identified with being a mom. I loved being a mom, and the thought that anything could happen to my children was my biggest fear. And what I found was that is what cracked me open, if you will, to let more of my light out, and deepened my experience of God.
Exactly.
Not that I'd ever wish that or on anybody else, but I've had a taste of that which you speak.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for mentioning that. Because when our heart's broken open, it feels like something's wrong, but it's painful. It's very, very painful.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also an opportunity, if we don't try to fill that void, to let that be filled, so to speak, with what's real, which is the divine itself. So it's seeking to enter that space, but we want to fill that space up so quickly.
Yes, yeah, and I'm so grateful for my parents who were Unity ministers, because I heard my dad's voice in my ears saying, "Prove the principles, Carla."
Oh, that's great.
Principles, and on being able to do that, I experienced more creativity than I ever thought was possible, and this deep experience of knowing divinity in me. It sounds funny to say, but it is what is possible, and it's what you're talking about in this book, birthing a greater reality. It's already there inside of us, but we've got to stay awake.
Yes.
As Buddha said, I am awake. I am awake. In each moment, we've got that choice. So, Robert, would you be kind enough to take us into a meditation now?
Sure. Let's just take a deep breath. And as we breathe in and out, I invite you to just very gently let go of anything you feel attached to. And when I say let go, I don't mean you have to give it away or destroy it or end that relationship. Simply talking about the attachment to it. Recognizing that all that we love really is God's, a symbol for that God light within it. So all that we really love is the light hidden by the shadow of appearance. Sometimes that shadow is very thin, sometimes it's very dark and heavy. But behind that shadow, what we really love, what we really seek, is the light of God, which is always there. So letting go gently, letting go even of any expectations of what could happen or should happen, just letting it all go. Being fully present in the moment. Totally unburdened with any thought, with any image. opening up into this space. This space wherein the divine is always waiting, resting in this deep silence, this deep openness, this deep emptiness, resting in the silence. And as we end the experience of the silence, we know that that silence remains within us. Whatever our attention is focused upon, we see that as simply a covering for the divine. In all that I want and all that I don't want, really behind that is my desire for God, my love of God, the God that I am, the God that you are. This is the ultimate birth. This is the ultimate reality. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Robert.
You are most welcome, Carla. Enjoyed being here with you.
I can't say anything except how much I love you.
Thank you. Oh, that feels so good. I'm right back at you. Right back at you.
See you next week, my friend.
Bye-bye.
The Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from error.
For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen. We are so grateful for all of your support, especially at this time. We depend on your donations to continue to do the work that we do in the world. There are multiple ways that you can continue to support us. You can text the word Give Unity Fort Myers to 44321. There's also a button on our website that can be used to donate. We're very grateful for all the support that you offer us.
Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I am, all that I share, and all that I am grateful for. Amen.
Amen. And And now I invite you to warm up your hands and to join me in blessing the children of our community and of our world. To our children, you are loved, special, and important. We behold and bless the Christ you are. And as we close, we ask that there be peace on earth. And we ask that that peace begin with me and with us. And now for our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well.
Don't forget, my friends, join us in just a couple of minutes for our coffee hour where we're going to catch up with what's gone on in your life this past week. Be blessed.
Say thank you, thank you, thank you, 'cause I'm so grateful, oh grateful, I'm so grateful. So I want to say thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Now thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. I want to say thank you. Thank you. I want to say thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. 'Cause I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So grateful. So grateful. So grateful. I'm so grateful. So grateful. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. Just thank you. Thank you. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 'Cause I'm so grateful. Yeah. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. grateful. I wanna just say thank you now, just thank you now.